Hi, I'm Hayden, founder of Relevate, and we are a digital transformation consulting firm. We've got people in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, New Zealand, India, and Thailand at the moment. And we've got customers all over the world. We help people to build systems and technologies and help them automate the processes in their business. But more than that, there's a consulting component where we help people to understand what it is that they need to redesign processes that they have, understand how they can use the technology that's available to them. At the moment, everybody's talking about AI and how it's such a buzzword, and it's like if you sprinkle this magic AI all over everything, that it's just going to make everything better. But the reality is that some things still stand true, that you need a good, solid system. You need to understand how your business operates, and also understand the things that are coming up, the problems that are happening in the future. For example, you might be wildly successful in sales. Now you need to recruit a lot of people. Then you have a recruitment management problem and potentially some HR problems. So we help you look into the future and understand the issues that you're going to have as your business scales, and identify the technologies that you need and create a digital pathway to get you from where you are to where you ultimately want to end up. So rather than just look at the project in front of us, we also have a look at where your business is going to be in the next 3 to 5 years and try to help you to identify issues ahead of time so that you can plan for them nearer, or at the very least, you know that the base technology that you're using provides a good enough foundation that eventually when you do need to upgrade to that technology, that you don't have to go and rip and replace everything and rebuild into something new. You have a good foundation that you can grow and expand upon. So at Relevate, we are a veteran-owned organization. My business partner and I met in the Army about 10 years ago, and after leaving the Defence Force and going our separate ways, we found each other again 5 years later online. He was demoing a software, and I was interested in that software. And we got chatting, and we realized that I knew him and he knew me, and we figured out where, and then we decided that both our businesses were very complementary, and we started sharing clients, and half of his clients were good for me and half of my clients were good for him. And over time we started to just get more and more involved, and we decided to combine Ripper Hosting and Relevate, and we decided upon the name Relevate, which had the stronger brand name at the time. But basically the bond that we formed in the Army and that trust really carried through, and that really drives the culture that we have in our business, particularly around the way we deal with people. We like to give people control and understand that everyone brings a unique skill, and we expect the best for them, but we give them as much support and freedom of action as we can.
So me and Evan, we first met pretty much in the middle of nowhere in a place called Sherwood Bay in the far north Queensland. And we were digging a generator pit to bury a generator after the Army. We went our own way, and it just happened to be that once I got out of the Army and finished my studies and started my business, I came across this Facebook group, which was for CRM development as well as people connecting over and the issues they faced with CRM. And I was posted one of the software that I was working on, and just put up a few screenshots, and I got a message back from an Evan Collis, which kind of rang a bell. And yeah, we connected online, exchanged a few phone calls here and there, and then I would say next 1 or 2 years, we started exchanging clients, because both I had to bring Ripper Hosting and Evan was under Relevate. We were exchanging customers back and forth, so I would say roughly around 80% of the customers that were mine and on my side were 80's customers, and vice versa, and we were referring to each other. We thought it just made natural sense to combine our forces and create one thing. And then from then on, we merged everything under the brand of Relevate and with all its subarms. And yeah, now I've been running it for roughly around 5 years now.
As we continue to grow our business, we decided we need to branch out into different products, different areas, different regions. And so we expanded further into IT. And to do that faster, we acquired a company. So we acquired an IT company, and then we took those operations and joined them in with our primary set of operations. In order to do that, we needed to expand the team rapidly. Staffing in Australia was very difficult, and the job market was very in high demand. And so we've been thinking for a while to expand into India. And so we came to India. We found our first employee. We initially worked out of a hotel room or a hotel lobby, and we did that for a week. And then that was just long enough for us to get a small local office. And in that local office, we then had employee number 2 or 3. And in that small local office, we did that for a couple of months while we built a bigger office, the one you see here. Okay, so follow me and let's go. So here we have our office. You can see we've got quite a lot of desk spaces over here. Over here, we've got our kitchen and toilet area. Here we have our conference room. We have lots of meetings and discussions. You can see our team are working on nice widescreen monitors and fast laptops. And there's plenty of room for the team to collaborate and work together. So that's a quick tour of our office. As you can see, we've got fast internet, power backup, and nice wide desks so that everybody's got plenty of room to do their work. At Relevate, we believe in giving people the right tools and the right resources to do their best work. And whilst we build that office, then we had to start to fill it with staff, and we've started to slowly add more people and more people. And eventually we're going to outgrow this one and we'll have to build the next one. And that process has been relatively quick. Now, the reason why we chose Chandigarh, which is in the north, about 6 hours drive north of New Delhi, is because it's close to where my business partner was originally born. Obviously, being in the Australian Army with me, he's now an Australian citizen. But we've got connections here. We know the people, we know the environment, we know the landscape, we know the operating environment. And so Chandigarh was a naturally good decision for us. It's also got good city planning, and there is a lot of people around that, live in various regions like Mohali, and the accommodation costs are relatively low, which is good for the staff that are working with us. There's also a lot of options in terms of an international airport or an airport that can then be domestically flown from New Delhi. And as we build out in Chandigarh, you've got the other cities like Bangalore or Gurgaon or Noida that are generally high tech hubs, and there's a lot of people there. But that also means there's a lot of demand for staff. And so those staff might be poached by other organizations, or they might have more expensive living conditions. And so rather than going to one of those regions and have a lot of competition, we decided to go to Chandigarh and sort of create our own market. We train the people that come and work with us. We provide, a lot more space. It's not as hard to get a decent amount of office space as compared to some of those other areas where real estate is really high premium to try to find an office space. We found that also that the local government have much more strict road laws and expectations of the people, and so the area is a lot safer. The structure of the city is a lot more higher class options. There's a nice hotel nearby, there's a nice shopping center, there's all sorts of public amenities and things that you can get to. So it creates a really nice environment for us coming over here, but also for the staff. And what we want is to have everybody to have a great experience in their life and in their work. So when we first came to India, obviously everything was quite different for me. But I'm used to traveling in different areas. Being in the army, I've been to a number of other countries, Afghanistan, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, East Timor. And I understand different cultures and how to, speak and deal with different people. And so coming here was just a slight difference to what I've experienced before. But the people, for the most part, were very welcoming. Everyone's very willing to invite you into their home, have chai. Everybody loves to feed me gulab jamun for some reason, and let me ride their Royal Enfield. So as soon as word got out that I liked gulab jamun and motorbikes, that everybody just wanted me to be a part of their home, and really invited me in and welcomed me a lot. From a business perspective, it has been a little bit more challenging. The Indian government process for foreigners registering companies is very time-consuming and very painful. And things have definitely improved in the time that I've been, working here in the last couple of years. We've seen massive changes in the city streets and the services to people's homes and the way that the police interact with you and the different shops and things that are available. So I think it's very exciting times for India. There's a lot of growth, there's a lot of change, there's a lot of new funds and a better growing economy. And so you've got a rising middle class, which is really great for the people. And I think that it's been really exciting to see that journey and to see that change. And I really look forward to seeing where India goes, because I'm just excited to be along for the ride. So we partner on hundreds of other platforms. I'm a Salesforce partner, I'm a Zoho partner, I've been a HubSpot partner, I've been an ActiveCampaign partner, and about 100 others that, I could spend forever naming them. Having dealt with all of these, a lot of them are public companies. And the problem with a public company is all they think about is the share price. This is evident in having extremely aggressive sales teams, people getting fired left, right, and center because if the share price is down, they'll fire 10% of the workforce to keep the cost down and boost the share price. That often means it's really hard to build relationships with people inside those organizations. People that you go to for advice, people that you go to for talking about customers and helping solving customer problems. And the fact that, you'd build a relationship with an account executive in Salesforce and within 12 months they've moved on or been fired. And that makes it really impossible to deeply understand the client and the platform. Another issue I find that unless you absolutely, live and breathe at one platform, they won't work with you, they won't bring you leads as a partner. You kind of hope to get some leads from these companies. Now, we never expect to get leads. We always work for our own clients, and if they happen to bring us some, that's a bonus. But at the end of the day, we want the best for what the client needs, not for what we want to sell them. And often that's at odds with the account executive at these software companies wants, whether it's Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever else. All they think about is their commission, because they are so aggressively structured in their payment system or in their remuneration system that if they don't make sales, they get fired. And so rather than having this desperate air of, we need customers, and if you don't give us anything, you're gone, I'd much rather have someone I could partner with for the long term. Zoho is privately owned. They have a platform which, whilst it's still getting there in terms of its technical depth, has a lot of value, and it's priced at something that is more accessible to a lot more businesses. We find that we can do a lot more in Zoho and help a business get to maybe one day they might outgrow it and they have to go to a Dynamics or a Oracle or something like that. But at least we can give them a good leg up and a good trajectory into a bigger platform or a bigger growth or something like that, because we've allowed them to give them a solution that is right sized for where they're at in the journey. It makes it cheaper for them. Yes, it means we make potentially less money, but at the end of the day, our customer success or their wild success is our business card. We want to make sure that people are talking so positively about us that other people can't help but want to work with us.